Yes, we are getting closer and closer to the release of Ghost of Tsushima, and it seems that a ton of people out there have received early review copies of the game. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit jealous. I'm still trying to get my copy from Sony and hopefully get some exclusive early coverage for you guys. Expect a ton of these reviews to go out on July 14, as that is when the review embargo is going to lift. But until then, we also have some brand new footage from inside the game and from people who were able to play it over the weekend, including the main menu, which looks like this. Really awesome. I'm gonna play it for you guys later on in this video as well, including the sound, as that is really cinematic, and also give my 2 cents over some of the brand new footage from the game, including some of these screenshots. We also have a brand new trailer from yesterday that I really enjoyed, so let's dive right into it with all of the new details. And as always, if you want to stay up to date with everything Ghost of Tsushima related, make sure you hit that thumbs up as well as subscribing and activating the notification bell, as that would definitely help me out a lot. But nonetheless, let's get started with, of course, the brand new title screen or the main menu. I'm also gonna play the footage right now so you can kind of get a feeling of it. So yeah, it looks really awesome. Of course, the sound quality wasn't the best since this was posted on Twitter, but even in this case, I'm really hyped up just from the main menu. You can see, of course, Jin's sword over there kind of being stuck in the grass. There's also wind blowing and a storm happening. So this is most likely one of those dynamic main menus that might change as you progress through the game and through certain parts of the story, or maybe it only changes once you finish the main game, and maybe there isn't going to be a storm anymore once you finish the game, but just like the sun going on, and maybe we'll still have like the sword and maybe some other items around it as well. Looks really awesome. We also have this concept art from one of the users on Reddit that kind of gives us a hint of what we could expect, but there could be something way different than this. But as I've said, some of the big reviewers and other companies have received their own fair share of review copies over the weekend. Greg Miller posted this a couple of hours on Twitter. He said that basically he already has the game, he's been reviewing it and been playing it, and there is going to be a review posted on July 14, 7 AM PT. So this is basically when you can expect the review embargo to lift and have all of the reviews from all of the big publishers out there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get one yet. I'm still in the process of getting in touch with Sony, and hopefully I will be able to get my version of it and get to play it so that I can cover it early for you guys here on this channel. So definitely stay up to date with that and subscribe if you want to, like, just, you know, get everything Ghost of Tsushima related as early as possible. But in the meantime, we also have some brand new screenshots. Now, admittedly, these are really low quality. Again, these were posted on Twitter, so yeah, the compression just doesn't make it justice. But this is one early screenshot right here that we can see. I'm pretty sure that this is as early as the campaign itself, because we can see that there's already an invasion going on, or at the very least, it's as soon as the prologue starts, because we can see Jin already having like really awesome armor, but the village is also on fire. So it's very likely that this is what we are seeing as soon as the early introductory invasion that we could also see in one of the early trailers. So I'm fully expecting that the prologue and the beginning stages of the invasion, we will see Jin fully equipped with some nice armor and even weapons. Then as the invasion of course happens and the samurai lose, we get to lose some of that equipment and we have to rebuild it, as well as following the ghost path that we talked about in previous videos. But then there's also other screenshots of the early game. We have this one right here with, by the way, a black horse. So it seems that we are going to be able to choose our horse in the beginning of the game, and there are going to be multiple like colorings for like the skin and the fur and whatnot. We saw a ton of others in there that were shown in the previous trailers, so I think that a full black one is also possible, as it's obvious from this one right here. And I believe that this is also one of those shots from the state of play, also probably in the early game, as we saw the forest going on and a lot of green. So I think that it's very possible that this is the exact same area that we get to explore as soon as we start the game. But then soon after, we also have this one right here, another gameplay footage that showcases Jin fighting another samurai, or at the very least some kind of swordsman. And we were talking about this in the past, and the fact that that there was a semi-confirmation of legendary swordsman that we will have to duel with, and I think that it's very possible that this is just that, a very early on legendary duel with another, of course, legendary swordsman. So hopefully this is one of the ways in the game that will reward us new items, maybe new types of swords, maybe new equipment. It would be really awesome if we got something out of this, and some of the previous interviews kind of make it seem that this is going to be the case. Anyway, as more new footage is going to be posted, I'm also going to post about it, so if you want to stay up to date with all of that, also follow me on Twitter, as I'm going to post about Ghost of Tsushima and all of the new gameplay that we are going to be able to find. Nonetheless, we also talked about the fact that yesterday we had a brand new trailer for Ghost of Tsushima. This was called A Storm Is Coming trailer, and it was way more cinematic than everything we were expecting up until now. So this isn't fully in-game gameplay, it's even shown in the first part of the trailer, not actual gameplay. I'm really glad that Sony and developers in general and publishers are doing these distinctions, finally. But I will say that it gets me really hyped up. I'm really enjoying the cinematic looks at the game. It's a game that I'm really hopeful for. I really wish that Sucker Punch is going to nail it with this one and end the generation with a bang, so to speak. But it does look really awesome. You can see Jin over here in one of these settlements that were shown before, so this is the most cinematic aspect of it that I was able to gather. He of course then transitions into one of these bamboo forests where he's kind of doing an ambush on an enemy caravan, and I really hope that that's also kind of a gameplay feature. How awesome would it be if there were enemy patrols or caravans carrying goods and we were able to go in and ambush them, take their goods, and also take down some of their forces in the process, and it would be really awesome. It would totally make sense for the setting of Ghost of Tsushima. At one point we can even see this carriage basically having a prisoner inside of it, so my mind can only wonder, is this an event that we can do, a random event where you go in and rescue a prisoner, and something in Red Dead Redemption 2 style, where if you save somebody they're going to give you a useful tip for a different kind of side activity, or maybe even give you an entire quest, which would be really awesome. I really enjoy these types of random events that you can stumble upon randomly in the wild. Anyway, towards the trailer we got another look at some of the characters in the game, some of the main characters that will even accompany Jin. One of them is Shimura right here, which I almost didn't recognize. That's how awesome he looked. But basically he is Jin's uncle, he is the one that trained him from a young age, and he's also the Lord of Tsushima and the one that is basically leading the attack, or the defense against the incoming Mongol invasion. And then we also get a look at the lady that we saw in some of the previous gameplay, including the one from 2017. She also accompanies us, she is the one that uses a bow and also helps Jin early on, apparently in the main story. So this looks really awesome. I mean, the characters over here look really awesome. I think that this is the level of cutscene quality we can expect from the actual game, but I'm not entirely sure about the gameplay side of things. Of course, a ton of stuff that might suggest to some types of gameplay functionalities or events that might happen in the game, but again, it remains to be seen if that's going to be the case. The final shot that I'm going to compare is of course this one right here with the big castle. Apparently it's under siege, there's a huge fight going on, and we can see how this was prior to this fight. As we can see, Shimura basically standing in front of it, and this is how it was probably before the battle. So it's really awesome to put things into perspective. Everything looked so peaceful. This huge castle right here looked really awesome. I really hope that this is something we can go in and visit, but then later on it obviously gets attacked. There's the Mongol invasion, and it's very likely that this is a battle where we get to protect it and maybe fail, or maybe it's the big decisive battle at the very end of the game. I'm really curious what you guys think about it. Do you think that this is going to be the battle at the very end of the game when we get in and we take control of the island, or do you think it's going to be something like in the early game when we can see the early stages of the castle looking really awesome, but then it gets attacked, there's the Mongol invasion, and we get to fight some of the enemies, but then get to lose it and have to go in and reclaim the entire territory. Anyway, this is it for now. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. As always, if you want to stay up to date with all of the things Ghost of Tsushima related, definitely go ahead, leave a like on this video, subscribe and activate the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one.